Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said last week if a bathroom bill isn't passed, he'll push for a special session. And today, the House of Representatives gave final approval to a bill with an added bathroom provision.
KVUE political reporter Ashley Godot is live at the Capitol. And Ashley, the question is, will this be enough to satisfy Patrick?
Well, that remains to be seen, Mike and Quita, but Patrick said he's concerned the amendment doesn't do much. Representative Chris Patty added the amendment to SB 2078. That bill requires public and charter schools have emergency plans for natural disasters or school shootings. Patty's amendment says they also have to have single occupancy bathrooms for students who, quote, do not wish to use the facilities designated for use or commonly used by persons of the student's biological sex. Patty says that means any student, like one with a medical condition or the victim of bullying, can use those restrooms. But opponents say the term biological sex means this bill targets transgender students.
And let's be frank, none of this would have happened except for it was an attempt to fulfill the demands that were being made by our Lieutenant Governor to target transgender children for discrimination. I would say he was successful in getting that.
Certainly that all of these things play into our thoughts as we consider solutions to problems. And ultimately all of our goal is to get our work done in 140 days and get out of here and go home. And so at the end of the day, I felt necessary to step forward and try to put forth something that I felt was a thoughtful and reasonable solution to a problem.
Now, while the amendment requires schools offer alternative bathrooms, it does not say whether or not students have to use those restrooms according to their biological sex. That likely explains this statement from Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who said, quote, I had not seen the language on the Patty Amendment on Senate Bill 2078 before it was voted on last night. I also have concerns about its ambiguous language, which doesn't appear to do much. The bill now heads back to the Senate, where the original author can accept the House changes, reject them, or call a conference committee to make changes of their own. And while there is some ambiguity, parents of transgender children say the message this sends to them is quite clear. My colleague Rebecca Trejo is live at the KVUE studio. Rebecca, what did those parents tell you?
Well, Ashley, those parents of transgender students I spoke with today tell me they had high hopes when it seemed the Senate and House versions of the bathroom bill weren't going to pass. Now, with the bathroom amendment added to Senate Bill 2078, they say they are scared for their students at school.
It felt like a punch to the gut. It was really disheartening and it's frightening.
It is how Alyssa Miller describes her reaction to state lawmakers' decision Sunday night.
Have all members voted?
To add an amendment addressing school bathrooms.
It makes me angry and fearful for my daughter.
Miller's daughter is 15-year-old Maeve Calvin, a transgender girl at Austin ISD's Bowie High School. She started her transition last June after years of deep depression.
And almost immediately when she came out and we began making the social transitions, her mood lifted. I saw her smile again, which I hadn't seen in a really long time.
But now Miller, like the parents of other transgender kids, fears bullying and stigmatizing if the amendment becomes law.
And I think if we take away the access to these areas, it really stigmatizes those students and it risks them being seen as other and then being targets for bullying and discrimination.
We also spoke with Chelsea Morrison, the mother of an 8-year-old transgender girl in Dallas.
Our kids should not have to go to school and worry about their safety or where they can go to the bathroom at all, period.
Here in Central Texas, Austin ISD issued this statement saying, quote, we are awaiting final language of the bill so we can evaluate how this would affect our current practices. We look forward to creating a place where all are welcome within the boundaries of state law. Parents of trans students hoping those boundaries don't include this amendment.
Even though the so-called bathroom amendment is seen as discriminatory among many, Representative Chris Patty says it does not target one group of students. Rebecca Trejo, KVUE News.